भावरे मन प्रणवानंद गुरु रूपो मनोहारी पतिता बंधु प्रेमेर सिंधु भक्त रंजनकारी भावरे मन प्रणवानंद गुरु रूपो मनोहारी नीलेन्द्रे बारा निंदी नयन स्नेहो डाला कमल अनन कोटि इंदु सुंदर सुमधुर बलिहारी भावरे मन प्रणवानंद गुरु रूपो मनोहारी चाचा चिकुर सिरो मनोहर ठील फूल नाशिका सुंदर कुसुमेरी माला रत्नो ज्वाला दलीचे है उजारी भावरे मन प्रणवानंद गुरु रूपो मनोहारी भावरे मन प्रणवानंद गुरु रूपो मनोहारी. That whatever God we are praying to, our mind should be totally committed to that God. When we sing, when we pray, the mind must be not distracted and chanchal. This is the secret of life. And also, when our Hindu system, they have these 4 stages of our life: brahmacharyam, grahastha, vanpras, and sannyas. To be successful in life, each one have to be lived to the maximum. Brahmacharya meaning student life, where you conserve all your energy, your mental energy, and your vital energy towards the study of the scriptures, study of the academic school work. And if there's any distraction, then what happened? This is the foundation for life. Imagine why many people are struggling, because for some reason they didn't put heavy attention to the school life. And yes, maybe your father has a business that you can inherit, but still you have to do that deep study. Because if you don't, you wouldn't have that get that knowledge. Knowledge in itself, academic knowledge, is so powerful. I'm thinking if I had dilly-dally in my school years or college years, then I wouldn't be able to be sitting here. And then I would not, maybe Swami Parameshananda ji would not have selected me to do his work all over the world, to do so high-level speaking at the United Nations Security Council or the General Assembly, or doing conflict resolution with governments in like Syria, and interfaith conflict resolution with Lebanon, with the Shiites and the Sunnis, and the Jewish and the Palestine people, and spiritual harmony, Parliament of World Religions, and HMEC Hindu Mandir Executive Conference in America, where we unite Hindu Mandirs. Every year we go and we bring Hindus together and work for a common solution. All of this is because of academic life, because if you don't have that, you cannot perform. And then when you're through with that student life, I know families that come. I was talking about one family, many families coming to America, and they run after the money. But then without the knowledge, after some time, the family disintegrates because they're all fighting for shares. We bought a house because all of us work together. This is my house. And then this whole family breaks down, even the husband and the wife. But when you have that good, solid education, what happens? And Swami Parameshananda very careful about the youths. Youths was his biggest thing. He would have said that the backbone of the country were the youths, both male and female students. Because what happens? When you do, he was a sannyas, he was a saint, he was God for reform of India. And the reform came from the foundation of the students, brahmacharyam life, student life. And then when you go into grihastha, you will make wise decision choosing your partner, because during your school life you would have studied psychology, you would have studied communication, and you would have had that intuitive knowledge that the choosing, and then maybe you would have someone, your eye on someone, a school mate or something like that. That's all right, but during those years of studying, you cannot be in relationship. So in the Grihasti ashram, you would have come in with a good job, and then very soon you have a house, a good spouse, understanding, both are educated, and then you build a life. And you educate your children because you know the value of education, and the cycle goes on. And then about 50 years, if you follow, like around 25 to 30, you're married, and then by 50, children are ready to go on their own. And then you have time, more time, not to say it, for more intense religious life. When you're young and you go to places of pilgrimage. Oh, pilgrimage is such an important part in our lives. And BHARAT SEVASHRAM Sheng, Swami Parameshananda would have said he would have revived, reinvigorate, and protect the pilgrims going to places of pilgrimage, like in Gaya and Banaras. I had the opportunity of going there, and I have the opportunity of going to the tip of Rameshwaram all by myself, a 5-hour walk, just enjoying the sand, and water is in front of you on both sides, and then going and visiting the Rameshwaram Lingam. When we opened our ashram in Rameshwaram, we would have taken Swami Parameshananda and paraded him to the Rameshwaram temple and let him see the Jyoti Lingam in the temple there. Oh, Lord Shiva. This is the temple was brought in from after the war war with Ravan would have been killed by Bhagwan Sri Ram. That lingam was installed. How beautiful. You know, our history is so powerful that when you think about it, all the stories and that we listen to, like Mother Ganga coming down and becoming the Ganges, the river, and Brahmaputra, like these are the tributaries of Mother Ganga coming down in Gangotri. And then this is the greatness of Hinduism or in India. Because why? It's loaded with spiritual stories that we cling on to on a daily basis. Like for instance, Mother Saraswati is going to come up, the Mother Saraswati worship. Jai 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 Mata Saraswati, Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini, Hansvahini Paramasana Mata, Vidya Buddhi Dayini, Jai 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 Mata Saraswati, Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Tu hi Brahma, tu hi Vishnu, tu hi Mata Parvati, Sakala Jagat ke Palan Karani, Vidya Buddhi Dayini, Jai 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 Mata Saraswati, Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Why we pray to Saraswati Ma? Because, you know, she is the ambassador of the government of spirituality, that she's the one that's going to bestow. We personalize our academia, we personalize our religious life by worshiping her. Because why? We want her to give knowledge. But without our human effort, how can God help us? If we don't do our schoolwork and we don't do focus on studies and homework, how can Mother help us? It's always human effort, and then God's grace will come in automatically. So when we worship Mother Saraswati, we must think that this is how it is. Nothing happens without human effort. You know, you can't get anything if you don't try. And this is why we worship. So we're talking about this knowledge that we would have gotten. And when we go into Varm Press and go to places of pilgrimages and enjoy it and soak up. There's a sense of contentment. Contentment in brahmacharya life, because we would have graduated with a degree, a desired degree. Varnpress, grihastha, we have a home, a nice home with a nice family, and we have the wisdom to act properly. And Varnpress also. Now we expanding our horizon into this spiritual life. And then what happens? You see, that what happens then is that we would have go into sannyas in such a beautiful way. Good morning. Sannyas, and then we would have had that beautiful life where, you know, you're looking for your moksha and your liberation. So this morning, it is a free-flowing thought that it's inspiring me from a morning of nice yoga and meditation. It always comes with that human effort. If we don't do the yoga, then the mind and the body will go lazy. And I just want to repeat this. Om. 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 I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the ego. I'm Satchidanand. Truth, consciousness, and bliss. Imagine we saying these things. Yes, it's true. We are Satchidanand, truth, consciousness, and bliss. We are omnipotent, all-powerful, divine power. It's not force, it's power. We are omnipresent, all-pervading. We are all over the universe because what? We are consciousness. And we are all omniscient. We're all knowing. We know the past, present, and future. We just have to rediscover that. This vehicle body is made up of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Look at them in this open mandir. These 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And this morning we're blessed that I see Surya Narayan has come up. Let us do adorations to Surya Narayan. Om Bhara Bhava Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Bhara Bhava Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Surya Narayan, look how he's reflecting nicely on the snow, the white snow. Isn't that a beautiful scenery? Anyway, I was saying this body is made up of the 5 elements. It is constantly changing. When we were babies, it was so beautiful. And then when we get older, Angam Galitam Palitam Amundam Dasana Vihina Jata Tundam Vridho Jati Grihitva Dandam Stadapina Muncha Asha Pindam. When we get old, Bhaja Govindam, we don't remember to Bhaja Govindam. The word Bhaja is so loaded. It's the complete body, mind, intellect, and ego totally towards that Bhaja Govindam, Krishna in this case. And then but we have desires that are going there. And if we go and our lives are not still at the last moment, we have desire, worldly desires, moksha is not there for us. So the body is constantly changing. One day for sure we lose the body. The mind is made up of the 5 senses. And the 5 senses, seeing, hearing, touching, and smelling, and tasting. From the 5 elements, and they go into our brain to form our mind. This mind is hijacked by our ego. Ego meaning false identification. The ego tells us, oh, I am what I have, I am what I do, I am my reputation, I am different from you, things are missing from my life, and I'm separate from you, oh God. No, we are the gods and goddesses. We have the 5 elements in our body, the manifestation of consciousness, and we have consciousness because why? We have the life force in us. We are everything. Don't look outside. That's why when we do meditation, and the intellect is hijacked by the ego. The power of discrimination and dispassion, the ego hijacks it, and then we don't have the ability to discern, to discriminate. And this is something that we have to be very careful of. And we have to transcend the 3 basic nature that comes with us. This is the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Each one of them, the laziness cannot be part of our life. Overactiveness gets us in trouble. And then sattvic is also good, it's the highest, but we have to transcend those. That's why we worship the Trishul, because the Trishul is the one is telling us, oh, this Trishul is a reminder we have to go beyond these 3 qualities. And this morning, this is a very nice lesson. And then when we are free from the body, mind, intellect, and ego identifications, then what happened? Then we are liberated souls. It's a process of elimination. When these layers are removed, if you want to find gold, you have to take out the top layers, right, of the earth, and then you'll find it. Let us remove these top layers, and then we'll find the gold. What is the goal? Consciousness, moksha, liberation. And this morning, take the blessings of Christ, the Krishna Bhagavan, Swami Parameshananda ji. Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Param, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Isn't it beautiful that we are here together with one big family and enjoying this beauty of this morning? Let us keep this spirit high. Don't let laziness of the mind and the body be your guiding force or tell you what to do. Get up, do your yoga, do some exercise, read some books, stimulate your brains, keep it at high level. You know, they said, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. What I mean? If you don't use the brain, you'll lose it. And then what happened? You'll be overcome by Alzheimer's, especially in the old age. Use it all the time. Read something every day. Do some exercise and you'll see transformation. Again, it's so beautiful to have you with me this morning, and the present and blessings of Acharya Dev. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. Chant this mantra. This is a Guru mantra. Chant it every time you got. If you have one, use your own one. But if you don't have one, Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki jai. Have a beautiful Saturday morning here in America, Jamaica, Queens. And listeners, devotees all over the world, Nepal, Fiji, India, Guyana, Trinidad, and all of you are joining us. Thank you so much. Jai Guru Om.